Hey guys, Ancient One is back. I just spent an hour of maybe even more trying to adjust my audio levels to sound at least half decent. For some reason, my video capture software does not like my audio hardware interface. So I was going to do a nice walkthrough with you, but this is just going to be a show and tell session with you guys on with my character Charlotte Decker, Fleet Admiral, Federation. And yeah, I'm going to just basically show you the temporal timeline loadout reputation rewards for this evening. All right, we are currently in the new Romulus system, just hanging out. So you know the current endeavor as of March 14th, 2018 is to defeat 10 commanders or captains on the ground. So hope you guys are getting on that. Oh my God, I can't tell you how frustrating it is. Anyway, it's been a long time, at least 7 months since I've been here. Too long. Too long. If this for some reason sounds distorted, I apologize. It's just for some reason on YouTube, like I'm sending out decent levels, but it comes out distorted. I don't know why. My software stinks. I mean, I do a radio show now and on the internet, and everything sounds fine. I don't understand it. Same software, but for some reason, my video capturing software does not like it. I might have to change that out eventually, but we'll see. Let's deal with it right now. Hello, everybody. This is the USS Sobek. And she is loaded out with the Temporal Timeline Reputation Award package of the Defense Initiative Deflector Array. It's got the Impulse Engines. It's got the Overcharged Warp Core and the Regenerative Shield Array. It took me a long time to get there, but I made it. Anyway, let's take a look at the loadout, and we'll go through the finer points of each console that goes in the ship. It's actually not a console, but loadout for the ship. All right, the deflector. The deflector, Temporal Defense Initiative deflector, is kind of great. So it's got all these buffs to it. It's got the plus 35 starship hull regen. It's got the plus 35 shield regen. It's got 17 plus 17.5 particle gen. I don't have any particle damage really equipped on this ship yet, except for this aceton beam, which is debuff radiation DOT. So, and that's a Yariel on the engineering station commander. And so okay, so back to shields. Yeah, so it's part of the set, which is amazing. And let's move on to the Impulse Engine. Impulse Engine gives you a plus 18 flight speed, and it's really fast, plus 30.37 flight turn rate, which is good for a big dreadnought cruiser. She doesn't really turn on a dime, but she hold herself. She can definitely play be a formidable foe out in space if you happen upon her in combat. She removes one hazard debuff when healed by hull healing, and she's got +5 weapons at her power setting. You get the added 122 flight speed when you got full impulse. So she's quick, and she's also good with the mission to explore the galaxy. I've hit every galaxy on the list, so you'll make a lot of energy credits if you happen to pick up this impulse engine. The overcharged warp core gives you +3 on the auxiliary down here, and she'll also give you +5 maximum auxiliary. So you can exceed 125, which is really good. Maximum war factor 14. So she's quick. Add 7.5 to your auxiliary power with a weapon bonus power and +35 warp core efficiency, and +0.02 in the slipstream. Yoo-hoo! She moves. Yes. So teleport. So the trajector jump feature to this craft, and she'll jump you 5 kilometers forward. So if you ever get caught in that Tholian web, you can pow right out of that with the trajector warp. Here we go, right here, trajector jump, which is adds to your stealth if you happen to have it. I don't on this one, obviously, for being Federation. Unless I get the Kelvin Timeline Dreadnought, which has temporal it has cloaking capabilities, and that'll add to your stealth. I got, did I miss anything here? Yes, no, yes, no. Part 2, okay. Regenerative shield array is great. Plus 26.2 on the Starship Drain expertise, 6,800 maximum shield capacity, 10% bleed through, 708.3 shield regen every 6 secs, and the passive shield regen increases as your shields are damaged. So hey, love those having those shields fix themselves in the heat of combat. Up to 100% increase reduces all energy damage to shields by 10%. So, yeah, that's really great. Sorry, guys, I'm tired. I've been just slaving over this stupid sound card. All right, let's take a look at the cool... take a look at the cool set stuff. Set 2, predictive decay algorithms, plus 25% all damage for damage over time, and hazard effects. Timeline expertise in set 3, using engineering team, science teams, or tactical team gives you a plus 20 control expertise, improves your control effects, and plus 20 drain, Starship Drain expertise, improves energy drains, shield drains, and all that jazz. I do have a, well, I guess if you count shield drain as for your, yeah, I do have tachyon beam, which drains shields, so that will definitely help that out a little bit in knocking out shields, which it has. I take out shields much quicker with that particular set bonus. And finally, set 4, temporal fracture, which is great. It shoots off a probe of some sort that hits your target, And if you have foes within 10 kilometer range of the target, um, which is 2 kilometer fear, it does 25.6 physical damage for every 4.6 seconds. So about 200, 300, 5, 4, 24, 4, 8, 20, 2,500 damage over 4.5 seconds. So that's really great. Starship control. So yes, and that adds again to your starship control and exotic particle generators. I haven't exactly equipped it with any of my stations with exotic particles. However, when I do, it will definitely help. Okay, let's take a look at a few of the other cool stuff I have with this ship. So in my engineering consoles, I've got that kind of loaded out with all kinds of cool epic consoles. This one being the dynamic power redistribution module, which basically hooks up your, like, what does it do? It basically, it's not just share processing, but it basically gives you a plus 11.2 damage resistance rating and a plus 17.8 directed energy damage. So really great. And it stacks with it. It's also part of a set, the synergistic retrofitting set, which is next on my list of things to get. With that, you need your disruption pulse emitter, which is a universal console, secondary shield projector, and points defense bombardment warhead. Which can you get that in the dilithium storm? I wonder. Or maybe with Lobi crystals. I bet you it's Lobi crystals that you get get all that cool stuff. Yeah. We'll take a look at that at another time. Anyway, onward. Temporal destabilization matrix, which is really cool. It's got damage resistance and shield hardness debuffs and physical damage over times and all kinds of great stuff. It's got for 15 seconds, it's got, it sends out 525.4 physical damage for every second and minus 25 energy damage resistance rating and minus 25 shield resistance. That's a cooldown of 2 minutes. Multi-target tractor arrays adds to energy damage resistance rating and starship control expertise. And it adds again to your flight turn rate. So she's turning on a dime. Multi-target tractor arrays, which is really cool. It targets up to 3 foes within 5 kilometers. And to the foes, it basically hunkers you down. You have nowhere to go. You've got minus 99.4% turn rate, and flight speed disables your cloaks. And it's got a 169.1 kinetic damage over 0.5 seconds. Pulls foes that are within 1 kilometer. I've pulled foes in within 5 kilometers, so I'm not sure how accurate that is. Okay. I got the House Martok set, which is really cool. Let's take a look at that. House Martok. I believe you get that in the House Martok storyline. So if you look up the Klingons, I think it's in there. Okay, so to set 2 precision instruments, you get an added 2.5 critical chance and plus 15 accuracy rating. Explosive shearing torpedo modification, your special torpedo modes, high yield spread and transport, which I have right here. Launches from this weapon lead behind it. Oh, it's in the transport warhead is from your from the special agent crew people. Okay, so launch from this weapon leaves behind a -20 damage resistance debuff. So it's a nice little. It's it's not amazing, but it can't hurt to have the Smart Tark set. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't finish. There's more details to that. Plus 10% maximum hit points. Plus 5 shield power rating. You get engine power rating, and you get maximum shield capacity of 7.5% buffs, plus 16 flight turn rate. So my flight turn rate is just improving exponentially with all these cool consoles. I got this shared processing integration console, which is really great. What it does is it affects friends and self of maximum of 25. A lot of people I see are using this nowadays in the when they're teaming up, and I guess they've got them equipped for their missions. Also has a buff of 17.6 on Starship shield hull restoration, plus 17.6 Starship shield capacity. Creates a 4-kilometer sphere and activates 0.5 second to activate and 2 minutes cooldown. Affects friends within 4 kilometers, and it gives them buffs of plus 68.3 all damage resistance ratings for 15 seconds, and adds it's a healing buff of 1,666.2 hit points for every 15 seconds. So hey, you want to be my friend? Come tour the galaxy with me, and I'll give you a buff. Nice little buff. And nothing too exciting otherwise around here. I've got I've got a phaser damage buff in my phase converter in my tactical station. I've got a plus 20% warhead damage, plus 20%, and nothing too exciting here, phaser buffs. But I'm still building this character, obviously, but I really wanted to get this set before I started upgrading everything. Let's take a quick look at visuals of the completed set. It's really neat. It gives a kind of purplish magenta glow to your starship when you equip the temporal set or reputation set on there. Depending on where you are in the near a sun or further away out in space, depends on the varying degree of intensity of the hue of purple. On the shadow side, it accentuates the lines, purple stripes around your ship, and the prismatic panels that are scattered around your ship as well. It's kind of cool as you rotate your ship around. The panels also shift in hue and in color, giving kind of like a reflective, prismatic intensity to them. It's got with the deflector array. It emits a sort of a rainbow starburst, kind of emits from your deflector array, which is really neat. And honestly, I think it's probably the best looking of all the sets. It's kind of flashy. It's like, hey, here I am, everybody. Look at me. Okay, so let's see. I'll put this baby in action and I'll show you what it can do. We'll hit the Tholian red alert, and we should jump right into this or maybe not. It shouldn't be long, 31-second wait, so probably be less than that. Anyway, I will get to show you some of the cool effects. Also, I have the advanced tactical computer on this vessel. I've got the temporal shockwave, which I'll show you, which I talked about, the dynamic power redistributor, the jump, just in case I get trapped in the Tholian web. And oh yeah, I'll show you the multi-target tractor arrays. I'll pull in a few of those Tholians and show you what kind of damage that does, and debilitating effects. And oh yes, the temporal fracture, which is really cool. You combine that temporal fracture with your anti-time entanglement singularity, and you create quite a light show. As soon as they let me into this queue, I have 3 people. Down to 9 seconds. It's getting cold in my house. I gotta close the door soon. All right, so here we go. All right, guys, here we are. So you can get a general gist of the size of this ship. It's not the biggest ship, this dreadnought. You'd think a dreadnought would be huge, but it's not. Here's basically a, it looks like a carrier, not a carrier, but a battleship. And it's a little smaller. All right, let's join the fight. So if I can get close enough to these guys, well, I'll start using my effects. Ah, yes, so here I am in the web, and I'll just trajector jump out of there, and you're out. Another way to take out those webs, which takes a little longer, is just use the tractor beam on them. And eventually it just drains the nodes and drops the web. Okay, here's Zeo Bauk. And I'll use some of my cool effects on him. Uh-oh. Did I? Oh, okay, cool. So there goes my temporal fracture. And then I'll just throw the anti-time entanglement singularity on her and watch it go. And then a little bit of the tractor beam. And before you know it, he's out of commission. Usually there's a tarantula next to him too, so. I'll hit him with a temporal shockwave. And he doesn't know where he is. I can just hear them, those Tholians cursing my name in their language. This is gonna go quick because I got a team full of powerhouses. Audrey's flying around in her tactical star cruiser. You can tell how much I hate Tholians. I don't hate them. They're really a misunderstood species. I mean, come on, they're walking around with exoskeletons. I mean, how much fun could that be? Anyway, you got a sense of what this ship can do now with these really cool consoles, and you know, good luck. Hopefully, you'll open up a lockbox and find one of them yourself. How cool would that be? All right, I am saving up for my Terran Mark package to see what that set looks like. But we're gonna leave our PvP friends and head back into sector space. Hey, I wanted to thank you guys for joining me today. I'm sorry if I sounded a little tired. I've had a long day clearing. We've been having insane nor'easters up here in New York, and especially in Westchester where I live, and it's been I've been spending most of my day clearing out fallen trees and taking down trees that are about to fall, and you can imagine. Anyway, again, thanks a lot, and we'll see you soon, okay? Bye.